الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This program is Islamic Rules and Regulations, Islamic Ahkam, and we are talking about fasting and the things which makes fasting void. The topic today, we are talking about qada and kafara, compensation, and also paying religious atonement. Ulama say that one day, which is obligatory for a Muslim to do fasting, and that day he or she cannot do fasting, he or she has to make it out in future, has to compensate it in future. This is being called qada in Arabic. So compensation of, fasting. And the day that they, somebody voids his or her own fasting, they should pay a penalty. Okay, the atonement, the religious atonement that they pay is being called kafara. So this is the clear meaning of qada, compensation of fasting, and also kafara, paying religious atonement or penalty. Now, what is the penalty for voiding and making fasting void? Okay, three things, are become wajib and obligatory. So we have three options. One of them is necessary. When whatever we want, Islam says one of the three things. First of all, to make a slave free. Nowadays there is no slave. At that time, Islam, it was the policy of Islam to make, we see that immediately Islam couldn't say that you have to make all of the slaves free, because the majority of the society, not only Muslims, all of the society, they had slaves. Okay, they couldn't accept it. They were living for such a, culture, lifestyle. But little by little, Islam says that, for example, if you did something wrong, because of the penalty, you have to make one, or 60, we say, slaves, free for the sake of God. Okay, so little by little Islam wanted to change the tastes of the people, and specifically Muslims, and you see, as a penalty, they had to make one slave free. It was the policy of Islam. So nowadays there is no slaves, so we put it aside. The second one, what is it? They say that, fasting for 2 months, 60 days. Fasting for 2 months. So in these cases, they say that 31 days must be immediately after each other, continuously, and the rest, there is no necessity to be, continuously. For example, if somebody has to do compensation, or we say that paying religious atonement and kafara, 31 day, continuously fasting, and the rest, it is not necessary to be continuously after each other. And the third one is, making 60, poor people, feeding 60 poor people, to make food, to give food to 60 poor people. So we see that at least they should give 1 mud in Arabic, which is at least about 1 kilos of wheat or something like this to every person. So these are 3 things that as a kafara or as atonement and penalty Muslims should do. First, make slaves free, or fasting 60 days, and or giving food to 60 poor people. Okay, inshallah, for the rest we'll continue for the next session. Thanks for being with us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.